Good morning, everybody. I'm Nupur. Welcome, everybody, to my YouTube channel, Nature at the Very Core of Science. I am just picking up where I ended my last episode from the story, The Best of Fight. Our kid, Jamie, is in a fight. Let's see what happens next. Every morning after recess, Jamie went to his special teacher for reading and spelling. He went there while the 5th grade was doing real reading and spelling. Another kid, Kenny, went along with him. That's how it had been since 1st grade. Every year he and Kenny were in the same homeroom. Every morning of every year they got up and walked out as soon as their real teacher said, "Take out your readers, class." Jamie and Kenny would try to look as if they didn't care. They always whispered and scuffled going down the hall. They never exactly looked at each other because who wants to look at a friend when he is feeling embarrassed? They both understood that, even though they never talked about it. That's strange, Jamie thought. We've been going out to special class forever and we don't even let on to each other and that we go there. It was a new thought and Jamie wasn't sure he liked it. Why think about things like that? If you started wondering about the way things were done, you could end up with no friends at all. He had seen it happen to other guys, but not him. He checked to see that there were not any teachers around. Then he jabbed Kenny in the ribs and ran the last few steps to the special classroom. There was one good thing about the kids in special class. They kept their heads down when anyone was reading out loud. They never made fun afterwards either. Reading in special class was a lot better than trying to read in real class. Back in 1st grade, Jamie remembered, before they put him into special class, he cried every day. Of course, he was just a baby then, but it had been so awful he could make himself shiver just thinking about it. He would expected to learn to read the very first day of 1st grade. That was a laugh. Instead of learning to read, he would spend months and months getting more and more ashamed and mixed up and never getting anything right. He remembered how his friends were all reading their 1st grade readers. He used to watch them to see what they did, but they never seemed to do anything special. He looked at the page and said words too, but they were almost always the wrong words. After a while, the kids would start to laugh as soon as the teacher said, "It's your turn to read, Jamie." It was the worst time in his whole life. "Daydreaming again, Jamie?" Miss Clayton, his special teacher, had stopped beside his chair. "You won't make progress that way. Here, read this page out loud, and I will help you with the hard words." Jamie read slowly. He followed the words with his finger and he sounded out some of them. Jim had a good birthday present, he did. It was a dirt bike. He rode it on the grass. He had a lot of fun and he fell off just once. He got all the words right except birthday. That was his kind of reading, slow, slow. He worked so hard at it that after a few lines, he felt more tired than after an hour of hockey practice. The kids in real 5th grade still just looked at their real books and knew all the right words without even trying. That kind of reading was never going to happen to him. "Great, Jamie, just great," Miss Clayton was saying heartily. "You are doing great work. Keep it up." She said that to all of us, no matter how we read, Jamie realized suddenly. She doesn't even notice she's saying it. Miss Clayton was a new teacher and she was okay. She was always cheerful, nothing seemed to make her mad, and she could think of all kinds of fun things to do in the last 10 minutes every day. But Jamie thought, if she says great to everyone all the time, it's like not saying it at all. Maybe she never really means it. All at once, Jamie knew he wanted to give up. He pushed his book away and said, "This is dumb. I hate it. I'll never learn to read." Kenny and the other kids got very quiet. Jamie was breaking the rule. You came to this dum-dum class and did the work, and all the time you pretended you were not really here. The silence waited for him to say something more. Into the silence he said, "I want to read real stuff. Why can't I learn to read the real readers?" Then he looked up and met Miss Clayton's eyes. Miss Clayton was just as still as the kids were. She was looking kind of frozen, almost as if she felt scared. That expression made Jamie feel really sorry he would ever said anything. "Oh, forget it," he mumbled. He pulled his book back toward him and looked at Miss Clayton and the other kids. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean it." Then everyone moved and fiddled with their books, and Miss Clayton unfroze and gave Jamie her big smile. That's okay, Jamie. We all feel low sometimes, but no more talk about giving up, right? We don't talk that way here. Besides, you are doing great, just great. Miss Clayton gave him another big grin and moved along to look at another kid's work, and that was that. Just one more damn thing he would done in a week that had gone wrong from the start. But why had Miss Clayton looked scared? Jamie tried to puzzle it out. Could Miss Clayton be pretending the same as the kids? Could she be saying, great, great, all the time be telling herself that she wasn't there either? For some reason that thought made Jamie feel so lonely he couldn't bear it. He made the thought go away first. Miss Clayton wasn't scared, he told himself. She was just mad at me. I will work real hard tomorrow to show her I didn't mean it. And when she says, great, great, I will pretend I believe her.